is up, and I welcome each and every one of you back to a brand new video. I hope you're all having fantastic days, and if not, I hope I can make your day just a little bit better. As always, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and we are on the quest to 6K right now, and I'd appreciate all the support I can get. And yeah, did I tell you guys to subscribe? Because that is something you should definitely be doing. We are back at it again with the top 10 unique units in Civilization 6. So I'll be honest, I really spent like 10 minutes researching and making this list. So, you know, I don't know what constitutes a good unique unit, for example. The way I'm doing it right now is which one helps me achieve my goals the best, right? Because, for example, if we're looking up over here, we look at just strength, for example, like the Garde Imperiale from France, for example, is better than Sumeria's war cart by far. It isn't, like if they go into one-on-one combat, the war cart will get smashed. But the war cart is a better unique unit than the Garde Imperiale because the war cart can be built early or on, it can be built immediately, it has 4 movement speed, it can attack before enemies can get walls up, whereas the Garde Imperiale just gets 10 combat strength, which isn't as good later on in the game. So it's kind of the thing I'm doing. It's like, which one helps me achieve my goals in this specific era faster? Yeah, I don't have any boats on this list, I don't think. No, because I really don't play naval game too much. I just find it to be like so easy. It's just cheap at that point. So I don't have any naval units in this, although I do know there are a few naval units like the Jong, the Droman, the Viking longship that are really good. I just made this land units for the most part. And without further ado, let's get started with number 10. We have Siondiok's Huaka unit. Huaka. I'm not saying that right, but yeah, I'm going to butcher like everything. So if you're the type of guy who gets absolutely triggered when somebody mispronounces something, I recommend clicking off the video right now. Because, yeah, they call me the animal meat grinder because I'm butchering everything. But we got the Huaka at number 10. This thing is an absolute artillery piece. I mean, my God. Oh my God. This thing, it can't move after attack. It can't attack after moving. But I mean, it replaces the field cannon, and its ranged combat strength is massive. You declare war on Korea, when they get the Huaka, it's game over at that point. You are not winning the war, and it's just so incredibly good for a defensive tool, allowing you to turtle up. It's just absolutely incredible. You fortify these guys on hills, you build a few melee units, and these things will turn anything into mincemeat. The enemy starts sending in, I don't know, maybe cavalry units, maybe like some musketmen even. The Huaka 2 or 3 will absolutely destroy anything in their paths. It is absolutely incredible, absolutely disgusting the amount of damage they can do. And yeah, if you're going to war with Korea during the Renaissance era, don't. It's not going to end well for you. But yeah, it's pretty much Korea at number 10. Number 9, we have the Gallic Gestati. Yes, or as I like to call them, the Gestapo. Gaistati, I'm not saying that right. It replaces the warrior unit so you can build it immediately. It's increased cost, but it receives 10 combat strength when fighting a unit with a higher base combat strength, and it receives 5 combat strength against district defenses. So what that means is, you build 3 or 4 of these guys, you can go for an immediate war. Right? Against cities, you have 25 combat strength. Against spearmen, you one-shot spearmen. 20 combat strength, plus 10, plus 5 from attacking like a spear line unit as a warrior line unit. You're looking at 35 combat strength. Absolutely disgusting. And if you go fast enough, the enemy's only going to have slingers, maybe 1 or 2 archers, and even if they come out with like 1 or 2 horsemen or swordsmen, you should be able to defend fairly easily, especially after the first promotion. The first promotion would give you 37 combat strength, which is higher than the swordsman and the horsemen. So really, the Gestati is one of the best units. I don't think it can upgrade into a swordsman. It might, but you don't really need to, not until you can get the man-at-arms. And my God, don't even get me started on the man-at-arms Gaul Rush. The only reason in my tier list rankings, which you should go check out, by the way, they jumped from number 22 to number 2 on my rankings list. Spoiler alert, by the way. Maybe a little too late for a spoiler, but I'm just going to give it anyways. Is because now the Oppidum is unlocked in ironworking. Right? It was already, but you go ironworking, you build the Oppidum, it automatically unlocks apprenticeship, which is the man-at-arms technology, and just like that, you can immediately upgrade your Gestati to the man-at-arms. But the Gestati in general are just a really strong unit, really strong defensive unit, and a really strong offensive unit if you can get them out early enough, which is why I have them at number 9. Number 8, we have a double whammy. Yes, that is right. We have, I guess it's Victoria. And okay, we have the, wait, let me say this. The Garde Impériale in France. Yes, I did take French lessons. That's probably why that was absolutely flawless. Just no accent whatsoever. Just absolute perfect punctuation. And Victoria's Red Coat Army. They're both pretty much the same unit, so I did decide to put them on the same tier list. The Red Coat and the Garde Impériale are both unlocked with line infantry. Now they upgrade into instead of being a standalone unit like before. The difference is that England has 10 combat strength and fighting on a continent other than your capitals, and France has 10 combat strength and fighting on your capital. France's gets great general points, while Victoria's has no disembark cost. So really, depending on who's better, it depends on what continent you're on and the map type. In a continents or archipelago map, the red coat is better on other continents. When you're on your own continent, on like a Pangea map, France's Garde Impériale is much better. I'd say overall France's is better because like in an ideal situation for both, they both have 10 combat strength, but I'd much rather have the great general points for killing units than England's no disembark cost, but they are pretty much the same exact unit for different things, so I do have them both at number 8, sharing the number 8 spot. Unlike France and England, who could not share the continent of I don't know what I'm trying to say. I tried to make a joke out of that, but as you can see, sometimes jokes do fall flat. In any case, let's get started with number 7. We have the Chandragupta and Gandhi unique unit. Yes, if I can find Chandragupta, let's go Chandragupta because his he definitely has a much better hairstyle. We got the Varu unique unit, a classical era heavy cavalry unit. Adjacent enemies receive -5 combat strength. This thing has 40 combat strength. It's stronger than the regular units. It cannot upgrade. You cannot upgrade into the Varu, but you don't really have to because it is the classical era still, and the -5 combat strength is so massive, enemy horsemen and swordsmen will have 30 combat strength against your 40. Absolutely incredible. Not only that, but if you get a few archers, put Varu beside enemy units, your archers will be able to bop, bop, bop. It's just incredible. Not even mentioning that if you get a War of Territorial Expansion as Chandragupta, that is another 5 combat strength and 2 movement speed. The Varu is one of the best unique units. If you can get it before the enemy AI can get walls, it's just game over at that point. Even if they do get walls, you can eliminate their units, bring in a warrior or 2, and use them to take out the walls. But yeah, we might as well go on Gandhi for a little bit, who is by far the sexier India, no doubt about it. Yeah, the Varu is a very strong elephant unit, probably one of the strongest elephants units in the entire game. I like the Voi Chen from Vietnam, but I feel like the Varu is better at what it does. Vietnam's Voi Chen gets bonuses for Vietnam's unique abilities, which is an increased defense in rough terrain tiles and in your home territory. I didn't want to add that into the unique unit tier list. I wanted to add in like, how does the unique unit look standalone, right? And when it comes to standalone effectiveness, the Varu is better than the other elephant units, in my opinion. That is why we have the Varu at number 7. Number 6, we have Montezuma's Eagle Warrior. Montezuma's Eagle Warrior, yes, even though it technically wasn't an ancient era unit historically. Technologically, it is about as technologically advanced as an ancient era unit. So it's an ancient era unit in the game. The Eagle Warrior is unlocked immediately. It has 26 combat strength or 27, much higher than the original warriors, and it has a chance to convert enemy civilizations' military units into builders. So you get 3 or 4 of these early game, you absolutely blitz your closest enemy, and then it's just game over. You go ahead, you steal 4 to 5 builders from them, build up your own empire, take a few cities, and that is why the Eagle Warriors are one of the strongest. They are sort of the war cart light. In a way, for those of you who don't know, Sumeria's war carts are like unlocked immediately, just like the Eagle Warrior. They have 4 movement speed. I think they have more combat strength. The Eagle Warrior can steal builders though, which is much better for economy as the Aztecs, which is why I do have them at number 6. Nothing much to say about the Eagle Warriors, pretty much. Place the Warrior, stronger than the Warrior, much stronger actually, and they convert enemy units into builders. Early rush, get a few builders, get a few cities, you're golden for the rest of the game. Number 5, we have Cyrus's immortal units. Now, what people don't know is ever since the April update of the New Frontier Pass, the Immortals now have the exact same melee strength as regular swordsmen. Before, he used to be weaker than regular swordsmen, so it got to the point where the AI Cyrus really couldn't use the Immortals that well, because like you could just move in and end up melee attacking him, and he'd melee attack you for some reason. But now with even melee strength and a range of 2, they have a ranged attack swordsman and a strong defense. So they are swordsmen with a ranged attack. They are like a fusion between archers and swordsmen. That's pretty much it. They're a fusion between those two, and it is so damn strong. They are so underrated because they are a melee class unit, so they get oligarchy bonuses. They are a classical era unit, so they're going to get a great general bonus. They are a melee unit, so they can make use of battering rams. All you have to do, as Persia, build 4 to 5 warriors, upgrade them into immortals when you can, and it is just game over, GG at that point. Get 1 or 2 battering rams, and then you just absolutely do whatever you want with the entire world for the next 30 to 40 turns. The immortals are one of the strongest units in the entire game, which is why I have them at number 5. The ranged attack keeps them safe, while the melee attack can absolutely decimate enemy cities, and even enemy AI if you do want to like finish off a slinger or an archer in like 1 or 2 turns. You could use the melee attack. But yeah, that's why I have them at number 5. Number 4, we have Sumeria's war card. That is right. We have Gilgamesh. No! Gilgabro. We have Gilgabro's unique unit. The war card is unlocked immediately. It can be built. It is fairly expensive. However, it is stronger than all other starting units. It has 30 combat strength to start. No penalties against anti-cavalry, so the enemy can't even rush spearmen to make up for the difference in combat strength and the difference in just muscular masculinity that Gilgamesh just shows off. 4 movement speed if it starts in open terrain, which is pretty damn nice, especially if you can start in open terrain. Not to mention the ziggurat we're not talking about the ziggurat, we're talking about the war card. Yes, the war card. So you build 2 to 3 of these, even 2 of these, go to the earliest enemy city that's probably going to have no more than 15 combat strength, 2 shots and it's dead. 2-shot the next city and it's dead. 2-shot the third city, and just like that, you've won an early war on deity. The enemy AI can't do anything about it. The upgrade line is pretty solid, not as good as the swordsman or the archer lines, but you get a few promotions on these guys and it is game over. The war card is and has been and always will be one of the best unique units in the entire game, which is why I have it at number 4. Number 3, we have Amanator's Patati Archers. Yes, they have gone so under the radar since the New Frontier Pass, but they are still one of the best unique units in the entire game. They are stronger than the Archer they replace, extra movement speed. They might be more expensive than the Archer, but with Nubia's unique ability, Tasatai, they get a 30% production towards ranged units. They actually end up being cheaper for a Minotaur than regular Archers are for other civilizations. So what that means is, technically, they are cheaper, stronger, with extra movement speed, and the extra movement speed's what kills it, man. I mean, my god. You move in, 2 Patati Archers is enough to take out a warrior, which is all you really need early game. You rush these guys, you build 1 or 2 warriors, you go ahead and take out whoever the hell you want. And they are so good because they can be so effective for so long as well. Like, the era from Archers until Crossbowmen is like 50 or 60 turns. So you can go for a warrior rush, get some swordsmen, go for a swordsman rush with Patati Archers, or even a horseman rush for that matter. And heck, you can even go for a man-at-arms rush. These guys can hold up very well against crossbowmen, especially if you're able to get the Elite Guard promotion. If you get the Elite Guard promotion, which isn't that hard, because again, the Tasseti ability, ranged units gain 50% combat experience. You add that in with Oligarchy, for example, and I mean, my god, you're going to be getting the Elite Guard promotion so fast, allowing you to attack twice with 1 Patati Archer, giving you extra ranged combat strength from the promotions, and the Patati Archer, just like that, is one of the best unique units in the entire game. Not the best, because those honors are saved for somebody else, but they are so strong, man. If you're new to the game and you want like early combat experience, like an early war experience, pick a Minotaur, build the Patati Archers, and just have fun, man. Have fun. But that's why we have them at number 3. Number 2, we have the Ottoman Janissary. That is right. Where is Suleiman? There he is, the onion hat man himself. His Janissaries are one of the best unique units in the entire game by far. It replaces the musketmen. It starts the free promotion, stronger and cheaper than the musketmen, much stronger and much cheaper than the musketmen. It's not like a matter of like a 20 production. I think it's like half as expensive as the regular musketmen and like 5 combat strength stronger, which is insane. To train a Janissary in a city, here's the thing though, right? If you train a Janissary in one of your founded cities, that city will lose a population. If you found it in a city that you've conquered, it won't lose a population. But in my opinion, that really is kind of like a slap on the wrist. Not even. It's like maybe like a light, playful slap on the wrist, right? Because you want to upgrade into units 90% of the time, no matter who they are. And like, it would make sense if you could upgrade into the Janissary and it doesn't get like the free promotion, for example, but it gets the free promotion if you upgrade into the Janissary from like warrior or a swordsman. Not only that, but since the Janissary is cheaper production-wise, it is cheaper to upgrade into. So it is cheaper to upgrade into the Janissary. It is stronger than the musketman, cheaper than the musketman, has a free promotion, and the second part of that ability doesn't really matter because you're going to be hard-building warriors and then upgrading them into musketmen. So it really doesn't matter that it costs population. And not only that, but with your abilities, you do usually want to go for an early war with Suleiman. So if you go for like a warrior or a swordsman rush with catapults as the Ottomans, you get 1 or 2 promotions on your warriors, and guess what happens? You get a Janissary with an automatic 3 promotions, you get urban warfare, you get a nice siege tower, you absolutely blitz the closest AI, and it isn't even close. Suleiman is one of the strongest civilizations in the entire game, one of the strongest domination civs in the entire game, and the Janissary is how it all happens. Yes, Janissary is one of the best unique units in the entire game, but not the best. The number 1 distinction. Now let me make a disclaimer. This is my list, my opinion. If you guys have something to say, let me know down below in the comments. I love responding. I love reading to the comments. And I would love to have my mind changed about some other unique units. I know Saladin's unique unit is really strong. I know the P-51 is very strong. I know the Kevsar, for all jokes aside, Kevsar is a fairly decent unit. The Impy's pretty strong, as is the Lanero, but there are so many unique units that are strong that it is kind of hard to make them into a sort of top 10 list. So let me know down below what you guys think. Who is the strongest unit? Which one of my units in the top 10 do you guys not agree with? But for me, number one, we have Basil II, the Tagma unique unit. The Tagma replaces the knight. Land units within 1 tile of the Tagma receive 4 combat strength. He acts like a second great general, pretty much, as a knight. Knights are already super damn strong in this game. They're already super insanely strong in this game. The one problem with cavalry units is that they cannot make use of battering rams, so against walls, they're pretty much useless. Not Byzantium, though, because his unique ability, the one that starts with a P and that has a really long name that I'm definitely going to mispronounce, so I'm not even going to try, is so strong. Heavy and light cavalry units do full damage against cities following the same religion as Byzantium. Not only that, but in taxis, if you kill an enemy unit with a unit from Byzantium, you will convert all nearby cities to your religion. So with the Tagma and a great general, you're looking at an extra 9 combat strength. Not only that, but you can get them for free by building hippodromes and arenas. And when you get them for free, right, you're going to get +4 combat strength, which does work on other Tagma units. So like a Tagma can get extra combat strength from an adjacent Tagma. You will get the Great General bonus, it's +9. And if you kill 1 enemy unit, which is not hard to do, especially with the Night Rush, which is one of the most effective default rushes in the entire game, next to maybe Swordsman or a Horseman Rush, you go for a Night Rush, you kill an enemy unit, you convert the city to your religion. 1 shot from a Tagma is enough to completely decimate the walls. 1 shot from the Tagma, 1 shot from an adjacent Tagma with a great general, and a Tagma gives you an extra 9 combat strength, makes the Tagma at 57 combat strength without any promotions factored in, and you can absolutely decimate the enemy AI. God, oh my God, the absolute decimation going on with Basil and his Tagmas. It's just absolutely insane. That is why I have Basil at number 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been my top 10 unique units. If you enjoyed, obviously don't forget to go ahead and assault that subscribe button down below. And like and comment as well. I'm curious to hear your opinions on this video. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.